What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. It's Justin from Everything Just Bake. Today we're doing something very exciting. Actually, we need dramatic music. I don't know if I can do this. You guys have been asking me non-stop for my vanilla cake recipe. Comment. Oh! Today's the day. Today's the day. Now, I've spent years perfecting this recipe. I made this cake for Mary J. Blige. I've made this cake for Nicki Minaj's mother. Disney, Universal, thousands of clients, thousands of times, and it truly is the best vanilla cake recipe there is. And today, I'm sharing this recipe with you. Without further ado, let's get started. Now the ingredients are pretty simple. Most of it you're probably gonna have at hand. There might be some surprises. Now this is cake flour. You need 2 cups of cake flour. Now cake flour is not the same as all-purpose flour. They're 2 different. And if you wanna get scientific, if you wanna get technical, cake flour just has a lower protein content than all-purpose flour. This means your cake will be a little fluffier, a little softer, more what we want. So I highly suggest getting cake flour. You could purchase at any major grocery store. They all have it. We also have the basics like salt, baking soda, baking powder, oil, butter, eggs, which we'll get into later. Another key ingredient you may not have is this Nielsen Macy vanilla bean paste. Now this is my baby. I love it. Now vanilla itself doesn't really have a strong flavor. Like you need to use a lot of it. This, however, is vanilla bean. You literally see the specks inside. It literally, it's liquid gold. I'm gonna put the link for this in the description box below. Now they do sell a smaller size, so if you don't wanna make, it's expensive. I'm not gonna lie to you. This, it's pricey. It's like $100. But there's a lot of it. If you want to buy a smaller bottle, of course they sell it. I'm gonna link it all in the description box below. If you don't have it, regular vanilla extract will work, but it might not be as good. And last but not least, you need some buttermilk. Now I'll give you the exact measurements as we go on and in the description box, but buttermilk is super important. You do not use regular whole milk, you want to use buttermilk. The reason for it is buttermilk has some acid in it. The acid in the buttermilk is gonna interact with the baking soda. It's gonna create like a chemical reaction and cause things to rise, cause things to be fluffy, moist. It really is gonna add a lot of moisture and a little bit of flavor, a little bit of tang. Okay, let's get started. 2 cups of cake flour in your bowl. We're gonna add a ½ teaspoon of salt. Why didn't no one measure this? Hello. ½ teaspoon of salt. Boop. 1 teaspoon of baking powder, boop, and a ½ teaspoon of baking soda. Now I've made this recipe so many times. Like I've said, I've made it for celebrities, football players, and I get raving reviews every time. It's just, it really is the perfect recipe. Boop. Oh my God, we almost forgot the sugar. Oh my God. Imagine a sugar-free cake. Imagine I forgot the sugar. 1 3/4 cup of granulated white sugar. You're gonna wanna give this a good whisk. Now I'm a messy baker, so don't attack me if things get messy over here, all right? Now this is gonna sound really strange, but you gotta trust me. Hold my hand. We're gonna add in the butter to the flour. No, we're not making pie crust, we're making cake. This is the reverse creaming method. It makes the best cakes. I really believe it. I've tried every method there is. This is the best one. So what we're gonna do is add cubes of butter to our flour, just like this, boop. And you wanna make sure your butter is nice and softened. That's super important. And you need 1½ sticks of butter. Just little cubes, just so it's easier to break up. Boop. 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 And all you're gonna do is mix the butter with the flour. Now I'm gonna use my hands, it's the fastest way. If you don't wanna be messy, you could just use your fork. All you're doing is smushing together the flour with the sugar. And essentially the fat is coating the flour, and this is just gonna help create a moister cake. It also helps prevent from over mixing, just like this. This is what we're looking for. Okay, you're gonna grab another bowl. We're just gonna do in our pitcher. We have 2/3 cup of buttermilk. To that, we're gonna add 6 tablespoons of oil. What is 6 tablespoons? It's probably an easier way to do this, but we're just gonna do 6. 1, 2, 5, 6. We're now gonna add 4 eggs and 1 egg yolk. The egg yolk is just gonna add an extra layer of richness. Boop. Boop. Just the yolk. Give this a little mix. This is what it should look like, kind of chunky, kind of eggy. It's time to add our secret ingredient, the vanilla bean paste. This, I'm telling you, it's so, so good. We're gonna use 2 tablespoons of it. It's just gonna make the cake, I'm telling you, look at it, look at it, look at it. 1 and 2. And that's it, that's all the ingredients. Now we're just gonna mix things together. Okay, so grab your dry ingredients with the butter, and what we're gonna do is add about half of your egg mixture into the flour. It doesn't have to be exact, just about half, eye it. And now you're gonna give this a good mix. 1 to 2 minutes or until the batter is light and creamy. It should almost look like frosting. Mix, 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 mix. You could use a stand mixer also. Again, I'm being lazy. I didn't feel like taking out. You gotta take it out, clean it. So I'm just mixing it by hand, but it's completely up to you what you prefer. And mixing it like this first just activate some of that gluten. Because we do want to activate some gluten because gluten helps structure. If you don't mix it until it's light and creamy, then your cake's not gonna have the proper structure. Your batter should look just like this. Do you see that? It should almost look like cake batter already. It's pretty smooth. If you have a couple chunks, that's okay. That's just chunks of butter. And when it gets in the oven, the butter is just gonna melt into the cake and ooh! We're now gonna add the remainder of the eggs and give that a good mix. And this is what the batter should look like. You can see it's creamy, it's velvety. See the specks of the vanilla bean, like, oh my God. So good, let's do a little taste test, of course. Yup, yup, yup. You're not supposed to eat raw eggs, but like don't eat the batter, but like, you know? Okay, I cleaned up a bit. I have my pans. These are 2 8-inch cake pans. This recipe either makes 2 8-inch cakes or 3 6-inch cakes. Now the pans I use are Fat Daddy. As you can see, these pans are used a lot. They're pretty ugly looking, but that just shows how much I love them. And I'm gonna just spray it with some cooking spray. Do not forget this step. Don't be like the people on Nailed It. Oh my God, do you see that? Like, oh my God, get it in there. Get it all in there, all in there. This is liquid gold. Y'all, you getting in there. All of this is getting in there. Okay, well, we'll leave some for, you know. Ah! I forgot. Bake the cakes at 350 for about 20 to 25 minutes. Each oven's different, so check it until you put a toothpick in and it comes out clean. You're not even ready. You're not ready. Okay, so the cakes are chilling in the fridge. I cleaned up, and now we're gonna work on our frosting filling. Now, normally I never do this. Don't do this. Don't be like me. I'm being lazy. Today we're making whipped cream. I'm gonna frost the cake in whipped cream and fill the cake in whipped cream. I'm not really going for like a pretty cake. I'm kind of going for like a homemade cake. Now, I never, ever, ever fill cakes or frost cakes in whipped cream just because whipped cream is so unstable. I highly recommend using buttercream. You could flavor buttercream. You could do so much with buttercream. And whipped cream is just heavy cream, powdered sugar, and my secret weapon, vanilla bean paste. And you gotta use your muscles and a whisk. You could also use a stand mixer, but I'm being lazy, I don't have it. And you're just gonna whisk it until it becomes whipped cream. Okay, the whipped cream is done. You can see it's this thick consistency. If it doesn't move, it's good. Now we're gonna go get our cakes. Well, first what am I thinking? I love whipped cream, I love it. Okay, so the cakes have finished baking and I let them cool. I put them in the freezer because I'm impatient. This is what it looks like. First of all, you can't tell me this doesn't look delicious. I'd be like, I'm speechless. Just wait. Now let's say you didn't want to make this cake right now. You can literally freeze it, bake like this for up to 3 months. All you would do is take it out of the pan, plastic wrap it. You could even do a layer of foil or put it in a Ziploc bag. But I just do a couple layers of plastic wrap, throw it in the freezer, and it lasts for up to 3 months. Okay, so we are ready to assemble. Now, if you need help decorating cakes and stuff, we have a full playlist right here, so check it out. We're not really gonna make this cake pretty, we're more going for that yum. That was a bit dramatic. So actually, first, let's flip out the cakes. Boop. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Boop. Look at how perfect this cake is. It's spongy, like look at that. Look at the texture, perfectly cooked, super light. Ooh, is it, okay, okay, I'm excited. Let's stack it. Okay, so we're gonna take a little whipped cream on our cake board, add your first cake layer, do a jump. Now I'm just gonna do plain whipped cream. You could add strawberries, you could add, I don't know, any berries, chocolate chips. So we're just gonna spread this evenly. Ooh. The highlight is the cake, so I don't wanna overdo it. Do our next cake, don't mind the bitten part. Oh my God, okay, okay. We're just gonna do a light coat. I guess we're covering the sides. I think we're gonna cover it in some sprinkles just to give it some oomph. Let's grab some sprinkles. Who doesn't love sprinkles? Just gonna do a little sprinkling. And voila. I already digged into this off camera, but whoops, I forgot to record, but let's give it a taste. It's moist, it's fluffy. Dare I say it's better than box cake. Not even dare, it is. Oh, Duncan Hines who? Y'all, I don't know what you're waiting for. Get to baking. Get to baking. I guarantee this is gonna be the best vanilla cake recipe you've had. And if you guys make it, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And stay tuned for our next video. I might share chocolate cake. Now chocolate cake, me and my chocolate cake recipe is like a duo, like 1 + 1. Okay, I'm gonna finish this cake. Stay tuned for our next video. Peace.